Well, thank you very much for the nice ovation. And I just wanted to talk a little bit before I start to read. And I have kids. One is 11, and one is 9, and one is 7. A girl and 2 boys. And I'm going to tell you guys something that I preach to my kids every day, that professional sports is a lot of fun, and it's obviously really exciting. But the most important thing in life at this point for all of you people, including my kids, is to go to school and get the right education. So when I was asked to come and read here today, I thought it was a great opportunity to spend some time with you guys. And normally I read to either one of my kids or 2 of them or 3. This is the biggest audience I've had at reading a children's book. So I'm a little bit nervous today, and so I thought what I would do is invite up a little helper for the first little part here, and then halfway through the book maybe I'd bring up a second helper. So maybe we'll start with a little girl first. Does anybody want to be my help? Okay, you had your hand up first. Come on up here. Oh sure, come on. You can be my helper. What's your name? Anna? Okay, you want to stand on this side of me over here? Come on over here. All right, Anna. You can hold the book with me. How's that? And then after we do a few pages, we'll get another helper. How's that? Good idea? All right. Well, we'll get a picture first. All right, we're reading the 3 Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the 3 Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. You want to turn the page? All right. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. All right. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Should we get another helper? All right, thank you, Anna. All right, we'll take a little guy right here. Come on, man. Come on up. What's your name? Ron? All right, bud. Way back, once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole business out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a whole house out of straw? All right. So of course the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt the sneezing coming on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. All right. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went into the next door neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks, maybe hockey sticks, I don't know. All right. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Wow. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now you know food will spoil you if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full. My cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and the second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house, no answer. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again." Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup from my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Wow. Now I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break the pig's house, the door down. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story, I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. All right. Good job, man. Oh,